Hey everyone, RJ here and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speed build on the channel. Hope you're all doing amazing, and today you are joining me for the creation of an aircraft carrier in the Sims 4 game. Yes, we're doing it, something that I wanted to do for a long time now, and just because we received the new pawn tool, I was able to make it basically in any lot, even in Sulani, which, if you know, creating like using the pool tool in Sulani is kind of a mess. So the pawn tool, on the other hand, is something that we can use. So yeah, we are gonna do that, and I had some trouble with that pawn tool even in this map. Don't worry, I'll get to that later on to explain to you what were the problems. But first and foremost, some information about this build. And we are going to start by telling you that this is a 50 by 50 build, and you can play it. Of course, we are in Sulani map, and I believe this lot was the place where the broken ship was. I think, I'm not quite sure. I think it's the place. It's near the mermaid cave. You can actually see that in the background over there. And we are on 50 by 50 lot, and I know I could have gone with 64 by 64 lot and do the same thing and the same trick in that type of a lot and that size of a lot, but I decided that I don't want to do that, and because I actually have a background story for this build. So the story behind this build is that, first of all, before the story, just to let you know that you can play this build in five different types of lots. You can play it as a gym, because you're gonna have a gym inside, and in a bit I'm gonna tell you exactly the things that you can find in this build. It's not gonna be useless build. You know me, I'm not building stuff that has no purpose in your game. You want to build something that people can enjoy, and I can enjoy, of course. So you can play it as a gym. It can be a restaurant, because we have a dining room for the crew. You can play it as a rental if you want to just bring your sim over for a night or something like that. Maybe you can imagine that this is like a floating hotel or something. I don't know, but it can be a rental. It can be a generic, which is actually one of the options that I had in mind using in the game, because my idea was that people who play the military career, and that was the whole purpose of this build, people who play the military career, which is one of my favorite. I really love playing the military career. I love marching around, and I just love it. So I decided that if you are loving also playing that military career, you can bring your sims over here as like, if it's a generic lot, you can bring it over here as some sort of a base, floating base, and you'll have a lot of stuff in here that kind of resembling a military base. And of course, I try to make this build as close to the real thing, but of course we cannot really do that, so I try to simplicize it. If you remember the term that I invented, simplicize, taking something from the real world and try to scale it down so it will fit the Sims world. So I try to do a simplicize over here. It's kind of hard. You can see me right now building the like the bridge area, which I did not fill inside. I think I maybe will do it off camera, but that was not the whole purpose of this build. So I decided that, well, while I was recording, I decided that I'm not gonna build the bridge itself, but the whole belly of this aircraft carrier is filled with stuff. 2 floors filled with stuff, and you're gonna see that in a bit. But wait a minute, I'm drifting. So yeah, you can play it as a generic if you are in the military career, and you can bring your sims over to make this build some sort of a home for him, because you're gonna have here, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think you're gonna have 6 small rooms, just like in a real ship. They are kind of tight. You cannot really do many things in those rooms except go to sleep, and you're gonna have 2 bunk beds in those rooms. Those rooms are basically 2 by 3 when you're building in an angled lot, just like this one. So the 2 by 3 is like 3 by 3 in a normal lot, if you know what I mean. So you can only go to sleep over there, but you're gonna have all the other things that you need to have in order to live. You're gonna have a dining room that you can bring a caterer for serving the guys that well, basically live here. So if you are, for an example, playing a group of military guys, it's the perfect place for them to live. And if you make it as a generic, you do not need them actually to buy this lot, which is kind of expensive. I think it's 300,000, something like that, 350,000, something like that. So it's really expensive. But the higher your sims will go with ranks, basically, and they're at some point will make some money, you can change this lot to, you know, residential, and people can actually live in here. You're gonna have a captain's room. Wait a minute, you know what? Let me check. I have here the list of the stuff that I tried to fit inside. I'm not quite sure if I managed to fit all of them. Some of them I actually combined together. And you know, before I'm gonna read that that list, you can see right now me trying to create the belly of the ship, and I did that with those signs. Now there is a problem. Well, currently there is a problem in the game. I think this is some sort of bug, and I actually reported it on Twitter. And there is some sort of a bug that even with the bb.Moveobjects cheat code activated, those signs, or many of the signs, not just those signs, those are, I think, the signs from, I want to say, dining out, I think it is. And if you're creating a pond underneath it, they cannot go inside the pond. It's something really, really weird. Many objects, including debug item and live edit objects, can go inside the ponds with the pond tool, but those items cannot go inside. I don't know why, so I kind of said it on the Twitter. I don't think they saw it, and I just hope that they will fix it, because what happened is that I created the whole belly of this ship, and once I got to the point where I started painting the well, using the terrain tool to lower it, to start using and create the pond behind it. So once I done that, those signs that were close to the water and actually touched the water or got into the water, sank into the water, vanished. So it's kind of some sort of a bug right now, I think. So I hope they will fix it soon. So I had to go with some other thing. I end up using foundation underneath it to go above the water level. So those platforms, those signs that are basically plates, will not touch the water. And you can see it, I think, right now. And you saw me creating just now the anchor, which is one of my, I think, one of my coolest things that I created in this build. I really loved how it ended up look like. Those chains are from, how do you call it? The Snowy Escape, I believe, right? Yeah. I really wish that they were a bit more bulky in the size of them, but you know what? You saw what I just did there. I just stuck them together so it will look a bit more bulkier. But yeah, I had some problem with the pond tool in this build, and I do hope that they were gonna fix it. But where was I? I think I was talking how you can play this build. And right now I'm gonna create the runway, and it's super cool. So pay close attention because it's super, super amazing. But yeah, so you can play it, the original thought that you can play it as a base for your military guys, if you're guys or girls. You can play it, of course, as I said, you can play it as a restaurant because you're gonna have a dining area. As a museum, you can just bring your sims over here to view stuff, I guess. And you can play it as a gym, and I think, because of course you're gonna have a gym inside. And I think that the best way to play it is actually, as I said, if you are loving the military career, you can just bring your sims over here in a generic mode and just let them kind of feel at home over here, because they will have all the things that they need in order to live here. They're gonna have showers, and you're gonna have, well, I kind of said it all. And of course you're gonna have a captain room, the captain's room, which is a bit more fancier. And you're gonna have a Murphy bed over there because I wanted it to be able to sit and watch some TV or I don't know, the monitors and stuff like that. And once he wants to go to sleep, he just need to lower it down. So do not forget to upgrade that bed, because it might kill your captain, and we don't want that. Or the other thing that you can do is basically just save the game every time you're trying to lower the bed, which is kind of weird to do, but I've learned that, I don't know if it's some sort of a joke on us, the players, but the chance of the bed killing your sim is kind of high. So yeah, so those are the ways to play this build, and you can see that I'm working on the runway right now, and there are gonna be a lot of airplanes over there. Those are of course the jet planes, which are fighters in the game, and I think they are coming with Stranger Veil. Yeah, Stranger Veil. So you need to have those, well, this pack in order to see those jets in the not in. You're gonna see them on the carrier and on top of the carrier, because I managed to stick some of them in the sky like they are flying, and some of them are like just taking off, and some of them, not some of them, one of them is in the lane waiting for taking off. Something really cool. I do know that people already did an aircraft carrier, but I don't think that they ever did something super detailed just like this and so big just like this. So definitely it's something that, and probably, yeah, I do know on the gallery that someone already, someone's, if that's a thing, many people already made some of those aircraft carriers, but not something like this one. You know me, when I go big. You know me already, you know my motto. My motto is go big or go home. So we're going big time. Now the background story of this build is actually really nice. The idea behind this build was that that aircraft carrier parked over here in Sulani for a mission. Let's say it's a mission. And kinda after some time, the crew and the captain did not notice that the water receded, and they kinda got stuck in that pond. And that's the story. And that's why this aircraft carrier is kind of stuck in this pond, really close to the water itself, but they cannot move the carrier around, so that's why they're over here. So of course you can place this carrier in any other place in the world, but I think it's gonna be the best placed in this 50 by 50 lot in Sulani. So I really hope that you're gonna place it over there, and you're gonna have that map over, that lot empty and ready for you to use. I don't think that I built in this lot before, so if you are using only my builds, which I doubt it, but if you are, so probably you do have that lot clear and open for that use. So yeah, now right now you can see that I'm creating the wheels for those jets, because they are not coming with wheels, so I created them. And I did want to tell you what I was planning to bring inside of this aircraft carrier, but at the end I could not fit all of it inside. I think that to create the ultimate aircraft carrier I had to have like 100 by 100 lot, and we do not have that in the game right now. You know what, with the time moving forward, I don't think that we're gonna get a 100 by 100 lot in the Sims 4 game. I think maybe they will bring it to the Sims 5. I don't think we're gonna see that in, well, Sims 4. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think that we're gonna get bigger size lot, even not 100, maybe 80 by 80, but do you think that we're gonna get a higher sized lot in the future in the Sims 4, or it's gonna be only on Sims 5, if at all? Maybe we're not gonna get it in Sims 5. We got it in Sims 3. They were not part of the original game or the expansions, but you could have like add your own size lot into the Sims world. But anyway, moving on, and I wanted to tell you what are the things that I planned to put inside, and because of the size of the lot that is not that big, I could not do that. Well, I tried. Well, let's move and one by one in the list. So I wanted to have a parking space for boats and trucks. Now I did manage to just include one boat and one truck, which is kind of okay, so yay for that. I want to have a storage room filled with crates and stuff like that, so I kind of combined it with something else, which is supplies room. And no, the supplies room actually was supposed to be supplies of food and stuff like that. So in the kitchen there is a small kitchen over there and some supplies, so yeah, I kind of managed to do that. But supplies room we do not have because there was not enough space, so yeah, you know. And I want to have a gym, which I managed to do that, and showers and toilets, of course I managed to do that, dining room, which I brought inside, and you have a sleeping room, well, not just one, you have 6 of them, basically you have more beds than sims that you can actually play. You have 12, no, we have 14 beds, and you can play only 8, right? So yeah, you definitely have enough space for sims to sleep. I want to have a craft room for, you know, like wooden statues and stuff like that. I managed to do that. Well, the idea was to have a craft room for crafting bombs and fixing planes and stuff like that, but we don't have those stuff in the game, so it's kind of like a working room for people who like to create stuff from wood. And we have the captain's room and an armory with bombs. Yeah, and you just saw me actually placing some bombs or missiles near those airplanes, and those same missiles are going to be in that room with the bombs. And that bombing room, is that a thing? That, let's call it armory, bombing, crafting room, is one room. So yeah, but don't worry, of course, anything in here is functional. It might looks like there are some problems with this build, but no, it is 100% functional. I play tested it. One thing that you're not gonna see is me creating, no, it's not one thing, it's two things. This build was a huge project, so sometimes I'm forgetting to record stuff. You know, it happens, okay? So I kinda forgot to record two things. One of them is actually the entrance for this build, which is not that exciting, so you're not really missing anything. I really wanted it to be simple because I did not want it to kinda steal the light from the build itself. And if you like asking me, I would prefer this build to have no entrance points, and basically the sims could have like just teleported into the build or swim into the build. But to do that, the sims with the pawn tool cannot swim inside. They can only play in the pawn tool, and I did not want to make this build in a pool. And also you cannot really use the pool tool in Sulani. Maybe in this lot you can, because this lot does not have water inside, but again, I did not want to do that. I actually waited for the pawn tool to be released before I decided to build this build. So you see, many small things are kind of ruining builds sometimes, and you need to go around with it. So that's why I decided that the entranceway to this build is going to be from the back side of it, so you're not going to see it like in front. And I decided it's gonna be a simple dock, like one dock with some metal stairs. Nothing that fancy, because again, I did not want it to steal the light from this awesome build. And so yeah, this is the first thing that you're not gonna see me creating in the video. You're gonna see it basically when you're gonna download it into your game and you're gonna play it. The second thing that I kind of forgot to record, and actually, you know what? I'm saying that I forgot to record them, but it's kind of okay, because I think right now this build is already 30 minutes long. And the more I build, the more details you have, the more things you have in the build, kind of making the video even longer. And I do know that it's hard for people to watch fast builds, just like this one, because the camera moves so fast, and the whole idea is, because I want to show you what I do, but I don't want you to see 5 hours. Yes, people, this build was 5 hours long, like overall, it was 5 hours long. Of course, I did not build it 5 hours straight on my butt on my chair, but it was 5 hours long. So after I kind of made it faster, it went to from 5 hours to 1 hour, and then I had to cut stuff out of it. So yeah, I do know that it's actually a good thing that I'm not showing you the whole process of the build, because you will be sitting here for 1 hour watching this and hearing me blabbering and eating your brain with a spoon. So yeah, so the other things that I actually kind of did not record is something really, really awesome. You're gonna see it in, I think you saw it maybe in the beginning of this video, and it's actually some flags waving in the wind, or whatever you want to call that, that I placed from side to side. So it will look a bit more like a museum or out of service ship, something like that. because you heard the story of like the background story of this build, and it's kind of can relate to it. So you're gonna see that in the build itself. It definitely added some more stuff into the build, some more livelihood, if that's a thing, and I don't think it's a thing, but you know what I mean. It looks a bit more alive. So yeah, so those are the two things that you're not gonna see in the video itself. It's not that bad. But you're gonna see it, of course, when you're gonna download this build into your game. So right now you can see that we are creating the dining room, which is, I started it kind of simple, and it's supposed to be simple. Now, one thing that we do not have in the game, we don't have much of them, is basically ceiling decor items, or whatever you wanna call that. Many things, just like vents, or more like AC tunnels, and pipes and stuff like that, that's supposed to be like attached to the ceilings, we do not have in the game. Now, I do understand why we don't have them, because basically this game is eagle view. You see that from the bird view, you see that from the top, and you do not want items to kind of interfere and block your view to your sim and what he does, and basically we want to see things from above. So I can understand why we don't have those items in the game yet, especially in aircraft carrier. If you saw the inside of a carrier, it's kind of, you know, dense, and many things are kind of hanging from the ceiling, from pipes of water and oxygen, and pipes of well, AC tunnels, and many things are kind of hanging from the ceiling. So that's what I did over here, and you can see me creating it by basically taking some of those AC like ending areas, no, that's not a thing, ending objects, I'm not quite sure, that's the AC output or so, whatever. I use them to create those tunnels that you're supposed to place like near the ceiling, so it will feel a bit more like the real deal. So I really wish that they will add more ceiling objects that you can see when you want to take some pictures, and they can actually vanish, or you can pick if they're gonna vanish if you are watching the Sims from the bird view. Something like that. I really wish that they will do it, because we are missing them. Just like the lights. You can see the lights actually, and they are hanging from the ceiling, and once you are getting closer to the light, they will vanish. Something like that. What is so hard to do with those items? You can definitely do them. So yeah, you can see right now me creating the sleeping area. Simple, I just created one of them and kind of duplicated it because I did not want it to be something too fancy. Again, you are in a aircraft carrier, which is the you know, something, basically this is a city on water. They are huge in size, but actually the inside is kind of cooped up. You feel like a sardine in a can. So so yeah. And right now we are in the captain's room, which is a bit more fancier, much more like open and free. You can actually feel like home over here. If you are gonna play the captain, which I think you need to be at level 8. Is it 8? I think it's 8. That you're becoming an officer, or 7, one of them, and then you're gonna have the you know, the uniform that you actually look like a captain, and you can live over here. Now, as I was saying earlier, anything in here in this build is functional and you can use it. Do not worry, I play tested it and everything is working, so it is gonna be a lot of fun playing in this build. However you're gonna play it, of course, as I told you, you can play it in 5 different ways. It can be a gym, museum, restaurant, rental, or a generic. If you're gonna play it you know, as a military career and you want this place to be your military guys, girls base. So yeah, do not worry about that. Now, if you want to get this build, of course, it's at the gallery under my ID tag, and make sure that you are, well, when you are in the gallery and you are downloading this, make sure to follow me over there, because I do know people that after a few time, like after some time, people kind of stealing my art and I call it art. I don't know why I call it art, but you know what I mean. They are stealing the builds that I'm doing, and they are reporting my build, so that way many of you do not see the build. So I've said that, and I went and talked about it few times in the past in my videos, and I just want to make sure that you do know that these things happens. It can happen even with some other creation like creators that you love their creations. So make sure to just follow us, and that way the moment I'm releasing it in the gallery, you're gonna see it, so you don't need to worry not getting our build. So yeah, and right now we are in that some sort of a crafting area, room that I told you that we're gonna have some missiles and some storage, and well, I kind of combined the whole thing together. And at the end I will even add that working station for the wood, like the wood statues that you can create. And yeah, so one other thing that I want to ask you is, how do you enjoy the latest pack, the latest well, of course, if you manage to stay that long in the video, so probably you are following me for a long time now, or you do enjoy hearing me, which is super awesome. And I do want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the new pack? How do you enjoy it so far? Did you get it? Did you not get it? Do you want to get it? Do you play it? What is your type of play in that pack? Do you play, I don't know, a businessman who decided to leave his work in the big city and decided to open a farm? Or are you playing a generation house or something like that? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm super curious. Now, personally, I haven't had much time to play the game and the new pack because, you know, I'm building most of the time. Just this Tuesday, I released for you a starter farm for a starter farmer sim. So basically I built that, and then I just jumped into this build to make sure that I'm gonna finish it by Friday, because I want to bring it to you today. So, well, as it looks, it's actually gonna happen. So I'm very satisfied with my results here over here. So yeah, but I haven't had enough time to actually play the new pack. So I only played it for the play test of the previous video of the starter farm. So let me know, how do you enjoy the pack, because I'm really curious to know. And as you can see right now, we are making the shower room, which is kind of simple. You know, it's not supposed to be something fancy. It's supposed to be military vibed and simple, with some soap and I don't know, maybe a place to sit and some lockers to place your well, building before and after. And building? Did I just say building? To place your clothing before and after. Okay, what was that? Okay, anyway, you see how much building affecting my brain. Anyway, that made me laugh. So yeah, we are getting closer to the end of this video, but one small update for those who are actually here at this point, and probably you are worried about my dog, because I told you that he is, well, he was in pain, and we went to the vet, and he found out that he has some problem with his well, structure of the skeleton, and he had some loose discs or something. How do you call that? I don't remember how do you call that. And he gave him a treatment with some painkillers, so do not worry. He is right now actually sleeping nice and sound, and yeah, he is basically on pills right now, and he's got his treatment. So we're gonna see if there's gonna be any change after the pills are, basically he's gonna stop using those, well, using the pills, and he will be off the treatment of the special food. The special food's supposed to kind of help him make the joints stronger in his legs, and make him go a bit lighter in the weight, so he will be able to support, like, the structure of his like the skeleton will be able to support his weight. So I'm really hoping that he will be okay after that treatment. And by the way, thank you so much for the amazing support that you are showing and giving me and my dog in those times. So we are getting closer to the end of this video, so this is my moment to ask you nicely to hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and you know what, go and download this build. It's at the gallery and trade files in the description down below. Enjoy this build, enjoy the tour, and I'll see you again at the next video next week. Until the next time, keep that scene spotty going for me, because RGR Gaming is signing off.